This is the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. I am your host, Laurie Henderson. Join me on this journey into the world of manga, where a river of reviews flow through caverns of commentary down into the latest news. Welcome to the Manga Dome. Episode 66, The H Word. This week's manga. It's famine to feast and back to famine again. Only one manga came out this week that I have any interest in. Anomal is from Gen Manga Entertainment, a small manga publisher that features independent and doujinshi titles. It is a collection of short stories about yokai. Yeah, they had me at yokai. It's out in print, but I hope they have a digital version as well. In the news. Lots of news to catch up on this week, what with Anime Expo taking all the time last week, and I still missed some announcements. Viz starts out in the spotlight again as this week's issue of Weekly Shonen Jump featured the first chapter of Nobuhiro Watsuki's spin-off manga Hono wo Subaru Rurouni Kenshin Uramaku, Controlling Flame, Rurouni Kenshin Hidden Chapter. The second and final chapter will run next month. The two-chapter series tells the story of how Shishio Makoto and Yumi Komagata met, as well as how Shishio formed his organization, the Juppon Katana. I'm looking forward to reading these chapters. I thought Shishio was the best villain of the Rurouni Kenshin, so I would love to see how his story began. I just hope it's better than Restoration. This week in Shueisha's Weekly Shonen Jump, and presumably in the US version as well, since they are published simultaneously, the manga series Stealth Symphony will end publication. The series started in February, and it will be 3 volumes total. Shueisha has announced publication dates for their volumes, but Viz Manga has yet to announce theirs. The story was written by Ryogo Narita, the writer of Durarara and Bakano. It's too bad the series is ending so soon, unless that's what Narita wanted. I hope Viz announces volumes soon. I want to read this one as well. Anime Expo update. I tried to catch all of the manga announcements from Anime Expo, but it seemed I missed a few. First, Dark Horse Comics has a new title to add to their library. Tony Takizaki's Neon Genesis Evangelion is a parody manga that spoofs Yoshiyuki Sadamoto's Neon Genesis Evangelion manga. This isn't Takizaki's first parody manga, as he penned a spoof of the Gundam franchise, Tony Takizaki's No Gundam manga. This is a perfect manga for Dark Horse to pick up, as they have already published several other Neon Genesis Evangelion spin-off manga. Parody manga seems to work best only if you know the franchise, so this will be a must for fans of Eva, of which I am not one. Pass. Crunchyroll had a panel at AX, and they had a couple of manga announcements. A new title they are adding to the site is GTO, Paradise Lost. This spin-off started in April in Kodansha's Young magazine. Crunchyroll will begin their digital release in August with both prior chapters as well as publishing the latest chapters. The title will be available everywhere but Japan. A not-so-new title is Japan Sinks by Takao Saito. The 4-volume series was published complete digitally at J-Manga before they closed down. It will also be available worldwide except for Japan. This title joins the other 3 Saito titles announced a few weeks ago. I'm not really surprised by Japan Sink's return, considering the other titles made it back. I still wish I could get the series in print. GTO fans can ooh and ah over their new acquisition as well. Its small but dedicated audience makes it perfect for the Crunchyroll platform. The Top 10 Department. New digital releases and a sale make the movers and shakers on VizManga.com this week. For the week of July 8th, 2014, there's a new title on top. Dead Man Wonderland Volume 1 returns at number 1, pushing Naruto Volume 66 back 1 to number 2. Dead Man Wonderland Volume 2 returns at number 3, while Case Closed Volume 51 debuts at number 4. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time debuts at number 5, while Rosario Vampire Season 1 Volume 1 falls back 2 to number 6. Demon Love Spell Volume 6 takes quite a tumble, 5 spots to land at number 7, while JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 Volume 1 only falls 2 to come in at number 8. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 Volume 2 stays steady at number 9, and My Love Story Volume 1 falls the most, 7 spots, to end the list at number 10. Viz Manga is currently having an up to 80% off sale on select titles, and I think I can guess what a couple of them are. The Girl Who Left Through Time is a Viz Select license rescue from Bandai and is the first non-Tokyo Pop rescue. It is the adaptation of a novel by the same name about the relationship of three friends, Makoto Kono, Kosuke Tsuda, and Chiaki Mamiya, that start to change when Makoto learns she has the ability to leap through time. The novel was originally written in 1967, and it has had numerous manga, anime, and live-action adaptations. It's a good title to bring back. Over at the New York Times bestseller list, Viz and Kodansha keep their stranglehold on the list, even ousting one of Yen Press's 2 titles from last week. For the week ending July 12, 2014, the top title gets to hold out for a second week. Naruto Volume 66 remains at number 1. Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal Volume 5 moves up 4 to number 2, while Nisekoi Volume 4 holds on to number 3. Attack on Titan No Regrets Volume 1 moves down 2 to number 4, while Pokemon Adventures Volume 23 moves up 1 to number 5. Attack on Titan Volume 1 falls back another 2 to come in at number 6, while UQ Holder Volume 2 debuts at number 7. Sword Art Online Fairy Dance Volume 1 moves back 1 to number 8. 7 Deadly Sins Volume 3 debuts at number 9, and Attack on Titan Volume 2 moves back 2 to end the list at number 10. Poor Yen Press getting the squeeze put on it by Titans Viz and Kodansha. But Sword Art Online is doing all right with just a small step back. Kodansha got some new titles on the list with UQ Holder and 7 Deadly Sins. This title is looking to be another strong seller. It's kind of sad though, as the list now consists of almost all shonen titles. Thank goodness for Levi and his shoujo sweetness. The H word. You may be wondering, what is the H word? To manga fans, it is the most dreaded word you can hear about a series. Hiatus. A series going on hiatus is even worse than cancellation or straight-out ending because there's no guarantee it will come back. When a fan hears about a favorite series going on hiatus, it can send shivers through them. The manga group Clamp is practically infamous for putting titles on hiatus. X, Legal Drug, Clover, and Gate 7. Now they have added one of their newest titles, Holic Ray. Kodansha's weekly Young magazine announced it in their 32nd issue that came out July 7th. The announcement asked readers to watch for news of the series' return, and I would say don't hold your breath, except they are starting a new Tsubasa series that will connect with Ray, so you can be sure it will be back. Sometime. Kodansha has already released the first volume here and has the second volume scheduled in November. Also freshly announced was the hiatus of Naoki Urasawa's Billy Bat, a title that has gotten on a lot of license request lists. The 33rd issue of Kodansha's morning magazine just announced it would be out until October, and this is after just coming off of a previous 2-month hiatus. At least it is only scannulators and scan readers that will be affected by this one. Another Kodansha morning title that has been on hiatus since February has just extended its delay. Vagabond by Takehiko Inoue was supposed to return in June, but has been pushed back to the fall. The reason given for it, and yes, there is an actual reason this time, is so that Inoue can work on an art exhibit of his work that will run until September. This is after an already extended 18-month hiatus Inoue had to take for health issues. At least these delays will allow U.S. readers to catch up. Also on hiatus since February is Yu Watase's Arata the Legend. Watase announced on her blog recently that she intended to bring the series back to Shogakukan's Weekly Shonen Sunday in the fall, October more specifically. This announcement is at least hopeful. It is the artist saying that they are coming back and even giving a target date. It's only the publisher that stands in the way of its return now. The saddest of all these hiatus announcements for me is Chi's Sweet Home. Also a Kodansha morning title, the issue out this week announced that it would be going on hiatus until spring of 2015. But there is a good, not sad reason for this. The manga creator, Kanata Konami, needs to collect more story ideas. Now isn't that a job you would want? Going around, watching, playing with cats and kittens to come up with writing ideas. It's my dream job for sure. But the downside is that there will be longer waits between volumes. Vertical will be caught up again with the Japanese releases, with Volume 11 out this August. While most of these titles have a promised or proposed return date, the history with fans here have been less than favorable. For a long time, hiatus was synonymous with canceled. To hear a title was on hiatus was to equal it with never seeing another volume again. Readers of Nana know this pain. The series was put on hiatus in 2009 due to health issues for the manga creator, Ayazawa. Certainly no one would criticize Yazawa for taking a break in order to recover, but when a series rolls into years like this, it can get frustrating, or worse, forgotten, so no one cares when it does come back. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. After completing her manga Ouran High School Host Club, Bisco Hattori returned to her series Millennium Snow, put on hiatus due to the popularity of Ouran, and gave fans another 2 volumes to finish the story. Going on hiatus doesn't have to be bad news, but it's still a bummer for fans. Thank you for listening to the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. You can find links to the stories and books discussed here in the show notes at manga.jdragononline.com. You can email me with any questions at xanadu@jdragononline.com or leave a comment on this post. Rate me on YouTube and follow me on Twitter at Manga Xanadu, all one word. Until next time, farewell from the Manga Dome.